Masquerade say, Mure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel, Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kanakarke Tangago Panenu channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nas Mure Zimbabwe takwigirai nyaya ya buditswa neNewsday vakaende Hichilema vari kunzi vatadza zvakare kuatenda the Sadc Extraordinary Summit yaitwa muHarare muri Zimbabwe. This is the third time Hichilema vachisnaba maSadc Summit ari kuitwa muHarare ever since pakaita uye paita a rift between Zimbabwe and Zambia after elections akaitwa mugore ra2023 muri Zimbabwe. Newsday yabuda ichiripota pamusoro penyaya iyi vachitaura ivo vachiti vakaende Hichilema vari kuexpect kutravela kuenda kuJapan for an official working visit from February 3 to 7. So nyaya yabuditswa the Newsday vachitaura vachiti Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema has once again snubbed the Sadc Extraordinary Summit in Harare, as he is expected to travel to Japan for an official working visit from February 3 to 7. According to a statement released by the neighboring country's Foreign Affairs and International Relations Minister Mulambo Haimbe, Hichilema is expected to meet Emperor of Japan, along with Yoshiba Shigeru, Prime Minister of Japan. Hichilema will visit Aichi and Kyoto in addition to Tokyo. During this visit, further developments of the regional exchange between the two countries is expected. Hichilema has never attended an official function in Zimbabwe since his ascent to power. In the Newsday muri Zimbabwe tisingazive kuti munoiona sei vakaende Hichilema vatumira his foreign minister vamwe varitaura ivo vachiti vakaende Hichilema vanokoshesa development munyika yavo. That's why vatumira a representative vasina kuenda in person. Mamwe leaders edzimwe nyika vanosanganisira ana Ramaphosa pamwe chete naSamia Suluhu vaoneka vachiatenda this summit yakaitwa muHarare in person, but vakaende Hichilema vati no and vakatumira the foreign minister muri Zimbabwe. Tikazive kuti munoiona sei nyaya yetu kudziva zvamuri kufunga comment section. According to Change Radio, vabuda vachitaura ivo vachiti Sadc yafaila to act on the situation iri kuDRC muri Zimbabwe. Hanzi situation ikoko iri kuwedzera ende hapana charongwa chine musoro muSadc Summit yaitwa. Vabuda on their X handle vachitaura vachiti Sadc fails to act. Empty words as DRC crisis worsens. The Sadc today's summit acknowledges the severity of the crisis and calls for immediate diplomatic and security measures. However, it lacks a concrete urgent plan to stop ongoing killings and does not impose immediate consequences or military escalation against the perpetrators. Below is their statement issued on 31st January 2025. 1. The summit was held to discuss the security situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. 2. Chaired by Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, President of Zimbabwe and Sadc chairperson. 3. Attended by the heads of states and representatives from Zimbabwe, Botswana, DRC, Madagascar, Mozambique, South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Angola, Malawi and Namibia. The summit condemned attacks by the M23 armed groups and Rwanda Defense Forces in North Kivu, DRC, expressed condolences to DRC, Malawi, South Africa and Tanzania for soldiers lost in the conflict, called for restoration of essential utilities and humanitarian aid, condemned violations of the Luanda Process ceasefire 30 July 2024, reaffirmed commitment to Sadc's peacekeeping mission in the DRC, supported diplomatic efforts including the Luanda and Nairobi processes, ordered the immediate dispatch of defense ministers and chiefs to ensure the safety of troops and repatriation of the deceased, called for a joint Sadc-EAC summit to discuss further actions, mandated the engagement with all conflict parties for a ceasefire, encouraged political and diplomatic dialogue to restore peace, reaffirmed Sadc's commitment to DRC's sovereignty, security, and development, expressed appreciation for peacekeeping forces in Sami DRC, commended Madagascar for pledging medical support to victims, welcomed Mozambique's new President Daniel Chapo, appreciated DRC President Tshisekedi for recognizing Sadc's effort. It commended Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu for leading regional peace efforts, thanked Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa for hosting the summit issued on 31st January 2025 Zimbabwe. Those are Buditswa. The Change Radio wachitaura iwo wachiti ndo zvakawanikwa zvidiscusswa mu Sadc Summit muri Zimbabwe. Tikazei kuti munoona sei nyaya iyi tiudziwo zvamuri kufunga mu comment section.
Condemned what happened in the DRC, where the Sadc forces or troops that are deployed in the eastern part of the DRC were attacked. And also an important decision is that they have taken a decision to send ministers of defense and some military personnel, the hierarchy, to that area to speak to stakeholders there to ensure that you are able to repatriate those soldiers who died during that fierce fighting, and also to be able to bring the soldiers who are injured to South Africa, particularly those that are from South Africa, for treatment. But also to ensure that you negotiate with all role players, including the non-state forces that are there. I think they are talking about the different groups that are operating in the DRC, including other neighboring countries, to find a way that there's a ceasefire and the talks do resume, and following the Luanda process and also Nairobi process. Luanda process, you know, that is a process led by the president of Angola, where he had at some point in time been able to bring together important stakeholders. But in December last year, the two main leaders, that is President Felix Tshisekedi and President Paul Kagame, couldn't sign that agreement because President Kagame had reservations and he didn't pitch. But for me, Mbali, what is quite glaring is that you are talking about the Luanda process, but the president of Angola was not there. You have the president of Namibia who was not there. The president of the DRC, he was not there. Maybe for him it was an issue of security and what's happening in his country. So you can see that the president of Zambia was not there. You can see that Sadc at this moment is also going through its own challenges in terms of unity and cohesion. But there's a statement that has been issued, a communique talking about all those issues. And I think no words in relation to mentioning Rwanda. And secondly, what is important, they have agreed to a call by the East African Community bloc. You know, they had a meeting on the eve of the next day where President Kagame issued that statement, harsh statement against South Africa. Remember, the East Community leaders agreed that there should be a meeting between Sadc and the bloc. You'd recall even on X, the president of Uganda is a senior in the region, but also on the continent with experience, also emphasized that on his X account that there must be a meeting between East Africa and Sadc. So